There is a young person somewhere right now trying to figure out what to do with their life. They are smart. They are curious. They know they want to help people. They may even love technology, but they have never heard the letters HTM. Not because they are not qualified, not because they are not interested, not because they do not belong. They have never heard of us because we have never reached them. And that is a truth we have to confront. You can't recruit who you don't reach. Today, I want to talk about visibility, responsibility, and the future of healthcare technology management. But more than that, I want to talk about what happens when ordinary people decide they will no longer allow an extraordinary profession to remain invisible. Welcome to HTM on the Line. I'm Brian Hawkins Sr. Most people call me B-Hawk. I have spent 34 years in HTM, and I do not take that journey lightly. This profession has given me a career, a community, a way to provide for my family, and a front row seat to work that quietly protects patients every single day. We are the people behind the equipment. We are the calm when something stops working. We are the troubleshooters, the problem solvers, and the ones hospitals count on when the stakes are high and the clock is unforgiving. But here's the tension. Hospitals do not run without HTM. Yet many people inside hospitals and almost everyone outside them still do not know we exist. For too long, we have worn best kept secret like a badge of honor. But a secret cannot recruit. A secret cannot inspire. A secret cannot build a workforce. So this episode is not just about what the industry needs. It is about what each of us can do. Because the future of HTM will not be secured by smarter equipment alone. It will be secured by people who are willing to be seen. For several years, I created weekly motivational videos for HTM professionals. More than 200 of them. Rain or shine, tired or energized, busy or overwhelmed, I kept showing up. I did it because this field can be hard. The pressure is real, and sometimes the people holding everything up have nobody holding them up. The work ethic required in HTM is not something you download. Dedication is not something somebody hands you. Commitment is the part of you that stays steady when the hospital is busy, the problem is complicated, and somebody needs an answer now. Life can slow your body down. Circumstances can take away resources. Disappointment can make the road harder, but none of those things can paralyze your heart, your mentality, or your purpose unless you surrender to them. The same strength that has carried this industry through difficult days is exactly what we need to carry it into the future. Then, in March of 2024, something shifted in me. I felt a responsibility to take the same energy I had been pouring into people already in HTM and aim it toward the next generation. I realized if I only motivated the people already in the field, I may strengthen today, but I'm not necessarily building tomorrow. So I turned my attention toward young people, not to entertain them, but to enlighten them, not to chase followers, but to spark futures, not to go viral, but to make HTM visible. One message, one conversation, one person saying, you belong in the conversation about your future. That is how visibility begins. Because there comes a point in every career when you have to ask yourself a difficult question. What am I actually capable of? Some people stop dreaming when they find stability. They get the job, learn the routine, and decide that staying comfortable is the same thing as being fulfilled. But pioneers ask a different question. If this is what I have done so far, what could happen if I gave this mission the best version of me? Here is what I have learned. Comfort can make a capable person forget they were called to grow. Failure gets blamed for stopping people, but comfort is often more dangerous. Failure can wake you up. Comfort can put your purpose to sleep. Here is not enough. Not because you should be ungrateful for where you are, but because gratitude and growth can live in the same heart. You can appreciate how far you have come and still refuse to believe you are finished. That restlessness you feel may not mean something is wrong with you. It may be evidence that there is still something inside you that has not been used. Dissatisfaction is not always negativity. Sometimes it is information. Sometimes it is your purpose reminding you that survival was never supposed to be the final destination. The next generation does not need our casual effort. Casual mentorship will not build a pipeline. Casual storytelling will not overcome decades of invisibility. Casual leadership will not introduce an entire profession to the world. This work requires intention. It requires us to stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect campaign, or somebody else's permission. Because if we're waiting for somebody to tell the story of HTM, we may one day discover that everybody thought it was somebody else's responsibility. There came a point in my career when I could no longer ignore an uncomfortable truth. We have one of the most meaningful, life-saving careers in healthcare, and most young people have no idea it exists. I could not sit with that, not after seeing what HTM had done for me, for my family, and for so many people whose lives were changed by this profession. This is why I founded Elevate HTM, to educate, inspire, and empower the next generation of HTM professionals from first exposure to first paycheck. I found this industry by accident, so young people can find it on purpose. I found this industry by accident, so they can find it on purpose. Potential does not grow in the dark. If young people cannot see us, they cannot imagine themselves becoming us. And if the next generation never walks through these doors, everything we have built stops with us. This is not pioneering. That is pausing. Think about how many people entered HTM because somebody came to their school and explained the profession. Now compare that with the number who found HTM by accident. A relative, a military assignment, a job posting, a chance conversation, a counselor who happened to know. Accidents can produce great careers, but accidents cannot be our workforce strategy. Purpose builds pipelines. Intention builds pipelines. Visibility builds pipelines. Elevate HTM is not simply a nonprofit I operate on the side. It is proof of what can happen when an industry decides to stop waiting to be discovered and starts introducing itself on purpose. You do not need a stage, a personal brand, or a nonprofit to make a difference. You need a willingness to tell one person what you do, why you do it, and how it changes lives. Never underestimate 5 minutes of honest conversation. A textbook can explain a job. A brochure can list the requirements. But a person can make somebody believe. I can see myself doing that. You may be one conversation away from launching somebody's career. I have seen that truth in my own family. My son, Brian Hawkins Jr., did not grow up dreaming about becoming a Biomed, but a conversation helped him see the opportunity. Today, he has built his own career in HTM. As a father and as an HTM professional, watching him carry that work forward is one of my proudest experiences. And I have seen it with a young man named Javon Irvin. At 16, Javon thought his future would be in finance or business. Then a school counselor introduced him to a paid internship through Youth Force NOLA. One introduction to open the door. Exposure became experience. Experience became confidence. And when Javon later stood before industry professionals and spoke about his journey, they stood for him. Not simply because he gave a speech, but because people who loved this profession recognized what they were witnessing. They were looking at possibility made visible. That is why this matters. Javon did not suddenly gain potential when he heard about HTM. The potential was already there. Exposure gave that potential somewhere to go. How many more Javons are sitting in classrooms right now? How many future BMEDs, imaging specialists, cybersecurity experts, leaders, and innovators are waiting for someone to make the first introduction? We cannot expect students to walk into our world if we have never walked into theirs. Walking into their world can be simple. Visit a school, volunteer for a career day, speak to a robotics club, attend a STEM fair. Send a teacher one email that says, if you ever need someone to talk about healthcare technology, I'm available. You do not have to reach 1,000 students. Start with one classroom. You do not need a polished speech. Start with your story. You do not need all the answers. Start with an invitation. If we want the next generation to see HTM differently, we must start showing up differently. We have to celebrate wins, share stories, lift up our people, document the impact. Show the public that HTM is where technology, service, purpose, and opportunity collide. That desire is also why I created platforms like HTM On The Line podcast and the Tech and Touch newsletter, to give the people of this industry a place to shine, speak, teach, and be seen. The next generation does not need HTM to be perfect. They need HTM to be visible. They need real faces, real stories, real journeys, and real purpose. You are the visibility. You are the invitation. You are the pioneer. At some point, every pioneer has to answer one question. If I don't, who will? That question changes you because it ends the fantasy that someone else is coming to rescue the future. Nobody is coming to build the future of HTM for us. But that is not bad news. It means we get to build it. And look at that moment in front of us. Healthcare is evolving. Technology is becoming more connected, more complex, and more essential. Schools are looking for career pathways. Students are looking for purpose. Parents are looking for stability. Communities are looking for opportunity. Hospitals are looking for talent. That sounds like a door standing wide open. We can keep hoping the right people find us, or we can go find them. We can continue allowing the world to overlook HTM, or we can introduce HTM to the world. The next generation is not waiting for a perfect industry. They are waiting for an invitation, an introduction, and a chance. Leadership in this moment is not about title, rank, or years in the field. It is about influence, presence, and purpose. Leadership is not always being in charge. Sometimes leadership is simply being willing to go first. Maybe we can be the generation that chooses visibility so the next generation never has to find this profession by accident. Now, I want you to stop listening only as an HTM professional and listen as somebody who will not always be in the room. At some point, the work stops being only about how well you perform. It becomes about what continues because you were here. Legacy is not a title engraved on a plaque. Legacy is transfer. It is what you teach, what you model, what you make possible, and what you choose to give away. Ask yourself, if I stepped away tomorrow, who will be better because of what I left behind? Will somebody know this career because you told your story? Will a student believe in their potential because you noticed them? Will a new technician be more confident because you mentored them? Would your community understand HTM because you decided to become visible? Being moved is not enough. The question is what you would do with what moved you. One day, a young technician may walk into their first HTM department because you chose to reach them. You may never see the full result of that conversation. You may never know how many lives that technician will affect. But impact does not become less real simply because you are not present for the ending. The next generation is not watching for perfection. They're watching for possibility. They're watching to see whether people like us, people who solve the problems others may not understand, are willing to step out from behind the scenes and lead from the front. Leadership is a decision, and today we get to decide what kind of future we will build. If we stay invisible, we lose the next generation. But if we choose visibility, we do more than fill jobs. We change lives. We change families. We change communities. We change the trajectory of an industry. The only thing standing between HTM and its future may be our decision to choose visibility. Not someday, today. Not halfway, fully. Not casually, intentionally. Every conversation, every story, every school visit, every moment of visibility changes what tomorrow can look like. You can't recruit who you don't reach. So do not leave this episode merely interested. Leave committed. Leave focused. Leave ready to act. Go reach them. Go lift them. Go show them what is possible. Go pioneer the next generation of HTM. I'm Brian Hawkins Sr. Thank you for listening to HTM on the Line. And until next time, remember, somebody's future may be waiting on your willingness to be seen.